Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. We're back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. P. Diddy Combs. He wished that Johnnie Cochran was alive. Yeah, that's right. You see, Diddy know that if Mr. Cochran was alive, that he would be able to be acquitted from the case. We remember the situation with O.J. Simpson. And he was acquitted, and the world went crazy when that happened. So what Diddy did is he added a new African-American attorney to his legal team. Yeah, that's right. Because in his heart, he wished that Johnnie Cochran was alive, man. You know he would hire him. He would hire him in a heartbeat for the case. So right now, Diddy is pretty much getting his strategy together, and he believed that race is going to play a factor in the case. He believed that if he hired another African American, that somehow that's going to, I guess, make him win. But not necessarily when you really think about it. You know, just because you have black attorneys, that doesn't mean you're going to win. But this is his mindset. He should have taken the plea deal, if you ask me. My personal opinion, Diddy should have taken the plea deal. And we would have seen a different outcome. Yeah, he would have had to do some time. I get it. We all got to do time if you take a plea deal. But it's better than serving life in prison. I mean, you don't think that's the better option? So, in this particular situation, he really wished that this man was alive. I mean, if Mr. Cochran was alive right now, he would definitely defend Diddy. And if you can recall, remember when OJ was acquitted and Mr. Cochran leaned on his back and kind of put his head on his back? Wasn't that the same thing that Diddy did to T.D. Jakes? Y'all remember that infamous moment in the courtroom after OJ was acquitted and Mr. Cochran was behind him and hugged him and put his head on his shoulder? That same, where do you think Diddy get it from? You know? Where do you think he get it from? So in his heart, he wished that this man was here to help him to get out of this bad situation. So what he did is he hired this woman. Yeah, that's right. He put her on the team because he figured diversity is a good thing in the case. I guess it was too many white faces. He wanted some black in there. I've learned a long time, just because somebody's black doesn't necessarily mean that they're with you. Matter of fact, it could be worse, because you'll have this misconception that because the person is African American, quote unquote, that means they have your best interest at heart. An attorney is just an attorney. That's why they call them lawyers, because they're liars. Their job is to lie for you. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you have a man that raped a woman. It's caught on video, but for whatever reason, he hires an attorney. The woman got an attorney, but the rapist has an attorney. Why would an attorney take the case when the evidence is there? Because attorneys are hired to lie, to get you out of a mess. They're not going to admit it. And shout out to all the attorneys. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. An attorney is hired to get criminals out of prison, or at least to keep them out of prison. Because the case with Diddy is very cut and clear. He's guilty. And because he didn't take the plea deal, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. I don't know why people can't see this, but it's pretty much over. You know? So, the diddler brought on a new attorney because he believed that race is going to play a clear factor in the case because of a documentary that was released talking about, I believe it's the end of Diddy or something along that lines. It's a free documentary that you can view. I forgot what's the page or whatever the case is. We'll get into that a little later, right? But this guy's interesting, man. I would have just took the plea deal and did the time because I know I got millions of dollars. I got properties. I can still live out the last of my days in peace after I do the time, unless Diddy feared for his life in prison. That could be the reason why he said, you know what? I can't do it, bro. I can't survive in prison, man. I can't do it, bro. People probably told him, yo, take the plea deal, dog. Take the plea deal. Nah, I can't, bro. It's too much, man. I'm going to be in there with men. You know what I mean? They're going to have Diddy oil. Can't do it, dog. I don't want to put myself in a tight situation. So I'd rather just be out here with the other men where I could put the oil. You know? So on TMZ, got a little update. Says Diddy trial, I've got my second black lawyer. Feds have none. So basically, Diddy is boasting about having an African-American, or should I say his second black lawyer, and the feds have none. I don't think he should be doing this, guys, because it's Diddy versus the feds. You're going to lose. When the feds, listen, the feds hardly lose cases. If you look at the stats, I forgot the numbers, but when it's you versus the feds, you're going to lose. They got everything on you. All the technology that is out here, they use it. They got all the video, all the surveillance, all the text messages, all the witnesses, secret phone calls, wiretaps. They got everything. They know when you piss. They know when you shower. They can see through walls. They got technology, man. It's really crazy. You don't really want no smoke with the feds. It's 98%. Yeah, there's no way you're going to win. He's done. It's over. So he's busy praying to Jesus Christ, asking Jesus to resurrect Johnnie Cochran. What's the matter with this guy? Johnnie Cochran is not coming back. Sorry. You know. So on TMZ, it goes on and it says that Diddy has added a second black attorney to his team of legal eagles. That's what he called them. Because he just hired Nicole Westmoreland to work with his 7 other lawyers to try to get him acquitted at his federal trial in New York. Imagine he got 7 lawyers, fam. You know how much money that costs? You know how much money it costs to have 7 attorneys? I don't even believe that OJ had that many attorneys, fam. I think he had some guy, Shapiro. I remember that guy. Some Shapiro guy. He had Johnnie Cochran. Johnnie Cochran pretty much was the main attorney that was representing him, you know. So moving on with the article, it says that Westmoreland will work alongside another black attorney, Xavier Robert Donaldson, Now, judging by the photo, let me see if I can bring it up. I don't know if they're talking about that guy in the background because he don't look to be African American. Maybe there's another guy. Maybe I just haven't seen him yet. But they're saying that there's another black attorney, Xavier Robert Donaldson, and Diddy's leading trial lawyers, Mark Agnafilo and Tenny Garagos, both are white. So the rest of his attorneys are all white. It says having two African-American lawyers on Diddy's legal team is an interesting move, considering that his camp pointed to race as a major factor in what they say is a federal takedown of a rich, successful black man. And see, what we got to talk about is how black folk believe if they're rich and successful, it means that they could do no wrong. Like crime cannot possibly happen or abuse. When we looked at that videotape of Diddy beating Cassie in the hotel while running around with a towel on, it was clear of what kind of violence, what kind of evil was going on behind the scenes. Because the way he was kicking her, and then he started dragging her. You don't drag women around like that. You don't do stuff like that to nobody. So if he did that in the hallway, imagine what he did in the hotel room. Imagine how many times she got slapped around. Imagine how many times she got sexually abused out of fear and had to just take it for years and years as a slave to Diddy, the diddler. The diddler. Imagine the torment she had to go through. You know? Now, of course, a lot of people will say, well, she signed up for it because she got with him. You know, that's easy to say. But at the same time, when you study history and you see how many women been abused by men and they're trapped in these dark relationships, I don't think that all those women just sign up because that's what they wanted. I don't think women sign up because they want to be abused. Oh, let me get with this guy because he's going to abuse me. No. They get into them and then the man have some sense of power, some sense of dominance over her, not in the sense of being a masculine male to protect her, but he have something that she need. And if she was to go, her life won't be well. And a lot of times narcissists control women through material, through emotions, through fear. Maybe I will cut off your resources. You won't have anything to sustain yourself. So there's a lot of different factors, especially if she have children or career. You know, if you don't do what I tell you, you know, one of those quid pro quo type things that they do in the workplace where your supervisor tell you if you don't come into this office and bend over, I'm not going to give you the promotion. I'll give it to the other person, you know? And a lot of people succumb to these type of tactics in order to get ahead in life. So, yeah, the diddler is basically putting together his legal team to balance it out. So it goes on and it says they're trying to take down a rich, successful black man. Diddy's other attorneys, Brian Steele, Alexandra Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, and Anna Estivo. Heavy hitter Mark Garrigos is also set to play a major role in the rapper's legal case. And he's already been a contentious background factor in the proceedings on day one of jury selection yesterday. So let me put this on the screen because this particular guy is supposed to be one of the major players in the legal case defending Diddy. You know, they say he's a heavy hitter. You know? Well, let me see. Is this the guy? I'm not sure if this is the guy. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not sure if that's the guy. Probably somebody else. So it goes on and says TMZ broke the news that Diddy's legal team was on a hunt for a black female attorney. Now, that's interesting that they were hunting for a black female. I guess he figured he can coerce or seduce another woman to acquit him in this case. Because he could have hired a black man, but I guess he don't want a man. He want a woman, because I guess he could control her too. You know, you can pay people and win them over with money nowadays. And the diddler most likely figured it all out. So it says TMZ broke the news that Diddy legal team was hunting or on the hunt for a black attorney named Nicole. Addition won't be the optics, because they were hunting for someone who could bring some real legal firepower to what's shaping up to be a serious, tough battle. Now, again, the job of an attorney, guys, is to lie, to manipulate the law in order to acquit people that commit crimes. That's their job in the negative side, if I may say, because of course you got attorneys that focus on cases where they protect the victims and they fight for the victim. So I'm not saying all attorneys, right? Even though it'll come across that way. You got some attorneys that will not take a case if it's a wicked person. You got some attorneys out here that have morals and values. They be like, look, I'm not taking the case. You know? I'm not taking the case. The guy is a criminal. I'm not doing that. But then you got some attorneys that they want to eat and they don't care. They know you're guilty, but they'll take the case anyway to defend you. You know? So, getting back to the situation here, he said it's going to be a serious, tough battle. So they brought on a black woman who is supposed to be a major key component to the case to give Diddy more confidence. Because remember, the one Diddy really want, he want, you know, Mr. Cochran to be his representation, but he dead. He ain't coming back. You know, he want that O.J. Simpson treatment. You see, Mr. Cochran was in love with O.J. O.J. was his brother. Not by blood, but by skin. Because, you know, black folk believe that if you're black, we just have this common bond together and we're going to stand for each other. And Mr. Cochran fought tooth and nail for O.J. And when he got acquitted, the world was shocked. The world was shocked. They couldn't believe it. Everybody thought that O.J. was finished. Everybody. Nobody believed he was going to walk. Black man accused of what? Taking out a white woman? Nah, it's not going to happen, man. But the glove don't fit, Your Honor. Nah, you still did it, dog. So that's what the diddler want. The diddler want to be acquitted. So he brought this woman in. So hopefully Nicole is going to play a pivotal position in this case. Maybe she's being paid under the table. Well, they're all being paid, but I'm trying to figure out why he chose her. They must have did their research. They must have made a couple of phone calls and said, look, we need a black woman that is thorough, a black woman that's a no-nonsense type woman that has a great education in law, because I need to balance out the playing field with all my attorneys. I'm paying them heavy money because I'm trying to avoid prison. You know what I mean? So it says Nicole is joining the squad following the exit of Anthony Rico. Now, if y'all remember, Anthony Rico basically bailed out back in February. You know? Anthony got cold feet during the case and said, I am done with the diddler. And he bounced. Now, when I heard about that attorney jumping ship, I was like, Diddy is done. That means that attorney realized this battle is not going to be won. So he said, I'm done. It's too much going on against the diddler. Anytime you have an attorney that jumps ship, you're finished. And that was no regular attorney that jumped ship, y'all. You know? And shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody coming in. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Hope you're having a blessed day. If you're on the road, drive safe, you know. And it is what it is. So, we're talking about the situation with the diddler. And if you're now joining in, the diddler, Sean Diddy Combs, wished that Johnnie Cochran was alive to be his attorney. So because Johnny, or should I say Mr. Cochran, the late Mr. Cochran, is dead, he decided to hire an African-American woman to join the team to hopefully get him acquitted, because he believed that race is going to play a factor in the case and he's not going to get a fair shot. So he figured if he has a black woman, she's going to rock with him because she's black. Right? So Nicole is joining the squad following the exit of Anthony Rico, who bailed back in February. So with the two stepping in, let's see what we got. Where we at? This thing just moved. Okay. With the two stepping in, Diddy's bringing some diversity back into the mix. Speaking of diversity, it's worth noting that the whole prosecution team is white. Unclear if the feds will seek to change that before the trial gets into full swing. So that means the feds, their entire team is all white. And Diddy is boasting that he got 2 black people on his side. I don't know what kind of game they playing, but Diddy should have took the plea deal. How many people believe that Diddy should have took the plea deal? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that the diddler should have taken the plea deal. Because I'm trying to figure this out. Just do the time. Which is better? Listen, if I know I got all of these people, all these accusations, proof, video, baby oil, freak off parties, and I got all this mess against me, and the feds, they're like, look, bro, you could take this plea deal, you could do about 7 years, and you'll be good to go. It's either that or you go to trial and risk going to prison for life. I'm taking the 7 years, dog. I'm gonna have to just take them 7 years, make sure my people take care of business while I'm out. At least I know I'm gonna be taken care of. You know what I mean? I got money. So you know how that go in the penitentiary. You got bread. Things will be good for you. Don't think for a minute that if you rich and you got money, that it's like you're gonna have this horrible time. No, it don't work like that, guys. Trust me, especially if they know you getting a short term, like 5 years, 7 years, and you're gonna be home soon. They gonna make sure that you good. And normally the feds, when they give you these plea deals, it's a deal. It's a deal. Trust me. But they know that Diddy in his pride is not going to take it because he believes he can buy his way out. He really believe it, guys. Diddy really believe that his money can free him from prison. It's crazy, man. I would have just took the plea deal because the evidence, listen, I ain't gonna lie, guys. You know, and I admitted this in videos that when the situation happened with Cassie, I thought that she was just out there trying to get some money. You know how that go. You know what I mean? A lot of people doubted her. you know? And when the video dropped and we saw the diddler beating her up in the hall, man, oh man, I had to come back on, retract statements, clean up the mess. And what it shows is that you have a lot of women out here that really do get abused by men. And sometimes we don't believe it because, you got some bad apples out here where women, they just kind of make up stories to throw a man in prison. And sometimes it puts a bad shadow on the real victims. So in this case, Cassie was a real victim and the world got to see the tapes. So think about how many other people were abused, how many men were abused and used as sex slaves for Diddy, the diddler. Remember, this guy is a weirdo. He likes freak-offs. He likes to see men have sex with his women. I told y'all yesterday that Diddy's attorney came out and said that, yeah, his client is a swinger. He likes to swing with other people, including men, allegedly. And we brought out how T.D. Jakes may be one of the contestants in the freak-offs and the swing parties, swinging from tree to tree or pipe to pipe. I don't know which one, but this is the type of freaky, kinky stuff that he's into. Because you would think that if a man is a swinger, right, it means that when he bring his woman to the swing party, that you get to smash his woman, he get to blow your woman back out. But that's not the case with the diddler. What the diddler likes is to swing with men. That's what he likes, guys. The diddler, when he meet up with another swinger couple, he don't want the woman. He bends over for the man. And that's what he do. I know, listen, I know it's kind of sick, but this is how sick this man is. That's why he's the diddler. You know? And, it's interesting that Mr. Cochran's name is Johnnie Cochran. It's kind of interesting. All of this stuff is kind of weird that I don't know, man. It's like, why did OJ hire Mr. Cochran? Why? Is it did he like his name? And why Diddley or the diddler is so interested in Johnnie Cochran? Who names these people these names? Imagine being in school growing up, man, and you're in class and they're like, Mr. Cochran. I remember when we had this one kid in our class growing up, man. His name was Dick. He used to be very uncomfortable in class. You had this teacher, she was, whatever. She used to call him, Dick, come up here, quick. And I used to be in the back of the classroom. Everybody would be busting out laughing. She'd be like, Dick, not like that. I'm like, yo, is his name really Dick? I remember they had a principal when I got to high school, man. His name was Mr. Dick. And you used to hear it on the intercom. You remember them things where they used to have with a speaker and you hear it all over the school? I'm like, Mr. Dick, please come to the main office. I'm like, what? And they used to have a teacher. She used to have this nice soothing voice. She'd be like, Mr. Dick, please come to the main office, please. I'm like, what?
Come on now, dog.
No.
Come on, man.
So it's kind of interesting that Mr. Sean Diddy Combs, a.k.a. the Diddler, is interested in Mr. Cochran being his attorney, but it's too late. He's dead. So I don't think he's going to get the O.J. Simpson treatment. Not in this one. They don't make those kind of attorneys anymore. A lot of the good attorneys are long gone. They're all dead now. But hopefully the woman that he hired, hopefully she's able to reflect the practices of Mr. Cochran. You know, I hope she's not in no sexual relations with Diddy. Allegedly. Because, you know, even on trial, the diddler may end up getting one of these female attorneys to go to the freak-offs. Diddy might end up giving her tickets right now. And be like, look, if you get me off, man, I'll get you off. You get it? Get him off? If you get me off, I'll get you off, sister. And she probably over there like,
oh, Diddy. You gonna get me off?
yeah, that's right, baby. I'm the diddler. I'm definitely gonna get you off.
Oh my goodness. You so crazy.
This is crazy, y'all. You said if she's from the firm, I don't know what it is, what firm she's from, but she's joining the squad according to TMZ. She's joining the squad following the exit of Anthony Rico. So I guess she's filling in the spot where the other guy left off, right? So they're trying to bring diversity back. They said it's worth noting that the whole prosecution team is white. Unclear if the feds will seek to change that before the trial gets into full swing. Looks like Diddy and his team are doubling down on claims of racial bias, with his attorney, Mark, straight up saying, in our documentary, TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy. His defense. Now, it's interesting that TMZ, it looks like they have some sort of documentary called The Downfall of Diddy, His Defense. And it streams for free. Well, I'm not even going to say where because I ain't giving them no free promotion. All right? Even though you could say I did for the diddler. TMZ, you got to cut me a check, bro, if you want me to promote. I'm just saying, dog. Had to catch myself right there and be like, wait a minute, I ain't getting no check. Sometimes as an influencer, as a content creator, you gotta watch and catch yourself when you're reading things, because a lot of times they know that us content creators be doing content with these articles and stories, and you end up slipping and promoting what they need for free. Nah, man, make them cut that check. Right? So, getting back to the article with the diddler, it goes on and it says, the documentary also features a mock jury that deliberates and votes, and some jurors point to race as a key factor. So catch it to hear their take on that front. Diddy's facing 2 counts of sex trafficking, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, and 1 count of racketeering. He's pled not guilty to all charges. Diddy, you should have took the plea deal, dog. When you were running in that hallway with your white towel naked while beating Cassie, I mean, you didn't think there was no cameras? You probably thought there was no cameras. And I'm sure somebody had to be paid a lot of money to get the footage because it happened so long ago, and yet nobody released the tapes. You ever wonder how these tapes always come out after a couple of years? They always do that. You know why? Because people pay big money. Top dollars. You know? It's crazy, man. But anyway, y'all, we're going to pretty much get on out of here, man. We keep you updated with more content later on. Got a couple of more reactions I got to do regarding this Diddy situation. You know? I really wish this was televised. It'll be so much more entertaining. You know? It'll be so much more entertaining because we're able to see exactly what the diddler looked like, what his conditions are, to see if his health is right, to see if he's in good spirit. Is he grayed out? You know, like, because a lot of these industry moguls, they be using hair dye to gray to pretty much darken their hair. You know. Let's see. Caramel says he definitely can't buy his way out this time. Yeah, I don't believe he's able to buy his way out of this one. I don't even think nobody want his money. I think it'll be dangerous to try to buy your way. Well, not buy your way from his position, but I believe that it's a dangerous thing to be someone on the receiving end. Pause. If you're on the receiving end, receiving money from Diddy or the diddler to, I guess, make this trial go a different way, I believe that's dangerous because you might end up getting caught up in a RICO. You know? Yeah, Cassie will be testifying. That's right. Cassie will be testifying, guys. Not only that, some other men that Diddy allegedly freaked off. They might even call in TD Jakes. Listen, we're going to do our full video about the TD Jakes video. We're going to do that as well. And we're going to keep you posted on all things related to the Potter's house. But at the same time, Diddy stepping down have to do with his health issues because he had a second health scare, allegedly, that made him step down, but mainly because he knew the Diddy trial was coming in. I mean, think about the timing. Right when he stepped down is when the trial begins. He already had it all calculated, guys. So, we're going to get up on out of here. Y'all have a blessed day. You know what I mean? Drive safe. You're on the road. Shout out to everybody on the 9 to 5. Everybody out there doing what they got to do. Yeah. Don't let nobody steal your peace or steal your joy, you know, because a lot of people out here, man, they energy vampires and they try to steal your peace, take you off your square, take you from your calling, you know, lead you down a path of destruction. Don't let that happen to you. Learn how to stay on course and do the right thing, and everything gonna be good. Because when you don't give your energy to the devil, when you don't allow narcissists to distract you from your purpose, you know, you'll be good to go. Right? I'm gonna have to do some more videos on that to keep you encouraged. So, yeah. Y'all stay safe. Ringo TV Reactions. We'll catch you later on with more content on the Diddler, Sean Diddy Combs, and the trial of the century. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Ringo TV Reactions, the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube. Rate, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video. Drive safe. Get your bread, get your money. It is what it is. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.